Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. I just came back from a trip to England, a wonderful trip, and I wanted to talk to you briefly about this trip and the art supplies I got in England. I'm Elisabetta, an artist based in Italy with a passion for art supplies and watercolor, especially watercolor. Let's see what I have bought in England. Then we will go through my travel sketchbook to see what I have sketched in England. And that's it. Let's start unboxing. So I have seen beautiful places in the south of England. We landed in Bristol. We flew to Bristol from Turin, my hometown, and we rented a car and we have visited the Cotswolds, this wonderful country area with wonderful small villages in the south of England, Gloucestershire, then Bath, the beautiful city made famous by Jane Austen, and then a couple of days in Bristol. So the first piece of art supply, I bought it in a small art supplies in the Cotswolds. Maybe that was Burford, in any case. And it is this very, very English paper, The Langton by Daler Rowney. I think it is cellulose. Yes, supporting responsible forestry, but I've heard it's very, very good. It's made in the UK. Can you see that? Made in the UK. I wanted something really, really English. 300 GSM, cold press. In England, cold press is called NOT. I'm not sure what it stands for. Someone please let me know. Grain fin, grana fine in Italian. So this is nice texture. I can't wait to try this paper, mold made, and that's the most English paper I could get, the Langton. Then I went to Bath in a store called Minerva Art Supplies, and it was a very, very nice lady. She said, I can send you supplies to Italy if you like, but after Brexit, you know that UK is not Europe any longer, so it's kind of difficult to send goods between Italy and England since Brexit. There is customs and so on. They had a very nice range of khadi papers. I really love khadi papers. It's handmade in India, and it is cotton rag, 100% cotton. I already have a sketchbook, but thinner, 100 GSM, and this is 210 GSM. Maybe I can open it. It's very good paper. This was £12, around 13 euros. And you see, it's wonderful paper. I should have bought more of this khadi paper. It's really nice. Kind of expensive, but really, really nice. Then my most important purchase was in Bristol, in a shop in Park Street, very close to university, called Bristol Fine Art. There was this guy, Nick, that was really, really competent. He really helped me to choose. Let me show you what I bought. It's a very exciting purchase. And you see, Bristol Fine Art. Nick George is the guy. Fine Art Materials and Framing. Park Row, not Park Street. And I bought Wallace Seymour watercolors. I'm not swatching them today, but I can show you the colors that I picked. It wasn't easy because they have a very wide range. I don't know if you know Seymour Wallace. Well, let's use historic pigments. Their range is called Vintage Watercolor. And they have some very, very, very unique colors. Some are standard colors because I wanted to compare with the ones I have. And then they have some very, very unique colors. Let me show you what I bought with the help of Nick George to choose them. So I bought Naples Yellow reddish. I don't have any other yellow. Then I have yellow ochre, rose sienna Monte Amiata, Oxford ochre, sourced in England, coral red, alizarin crimson. This is quinacridone red gold PO48. So it's the famous pigment that is out of production. Quinacridone burnt orange. Potter's pink. Rose doré. Oh yes, I have a yellow. I have quinacridone gold. Quinacridone gold. I thought I had a yellow. Clear turquoise. It's not cobalt turquoise, it's a different turquoise. And I have Dioptase turquoise. I think these colors are very unique. Can you see that these are handmade, hand painted, the labels? So it's the true color. It's not misleading, the label. Very nice feature. Manganese blue hue or manganese blue, genuine. Can you believe that? This is manganese blue, genuine. PB33. These products are not sold online. I think they're only sold through independent retailers. So if you need to buy them, you need to find out where the independent retailers are, and maybe you can write to them and they can send the product. But they don't sell online. It's very traditional company. Lavender, color that I like to have in different brands. Cerulean blue. Cobalt violet. Let's go to earth tones. I have already the ochres here. I have Indian red, rosso ercolano. This is going to be beautiful, I think. This is rat stone natural iron clay ochre. I think this is sourced in England. Also manganese blue. I think it's sourced in England because it says Stoke-on-Trent. Stoke-on-Trent, which is famous for ceramics, and I will talk about that later. Buff titanium and green earth light, terre verte. I have no greens. I will have to mix my greens. An interesting grey, lapis ashes. Oh, I have two green earths. I have Ingleton green earth from North Yorkshire, and then PG23, the usual. Oh yeah, I have a green, it's green gold. It's green gold, very interesting color. So this is my selection. They're not cheap, they're quite expensive, but I think it was worth it because I was there in this store. I was a bit overwhelmed by the quantity, the amplitude of the range. There was my husband waiting for me outside the shop, so I couldn't keep him too long. But Nick was very, very helpful, and we put together the selection. Then after a while, if I realize I really need more pigments, I think I can write to him. And he can send over despite Brexit. We'll see. One more purchase I would like to show to you. It's not supplies, but I still want to show to you. Is this mug. I couldn't resist because we left our dogs, you know, I have 2 golden retrievers. We left them at home. So every dog I met, and there are a massive quantity of dogs in England, my heart was aching. So I couldn't resist this mug, which is made in UK. Actually, it's made in Stoke-on-Trent, England. Now, Stoke-on-Trent is the place where they make the best teapots. It's famous for ceramics. And so I wanted this half-pint mug. Golden retriever. It's wonderful. What do you think? I will show you, because I never did, the art supplies I got in France. Last summer we went to visit our son in the Netherlands. He studies there, and we drove with the dogs, and we crossed France. We stopped in Lyon and Nancy, 2 very beautiful places. And in Lyon I went to Le Géant des Arts, which is a retailer of art supplies, chain, and I bought something. So we quickly go through this art hall, the French art hall as well. This is the leaflet, you see, Le Géant des Beaux-Arts, Le Géant des Beaux-Arts. I bought some very interesting paper. You know that Saunders Waterford is English paper, and Canson is the most famous brand of French paper, and they are both owned by Fila Group, which owns Daleroni and My Mary, and they made this sketchbook signed by both brands, Canson and Saunders Waterford. This is landscape and this is portrait, 100% cotton. Can't wait to try it. I will review everything you see today. I will review for you. And then I bought this Chinese calligraphic brush. I've never had one, and I see them everywhere, and I wanted to try one. I think that most of them are cheap, the ones you buy online, but this is not plastic. I think this is real bamboo. Must be a high quality brush. And then I bought 2 drawing inks by 2 French brands. One is Jacques Herbin, and I use Herbin inks for my fountain pen, and this is Sanguine. So very interesting drawing ink. Can't wait to try it. And then I bought Poux de Noir Walnut Stain by Sennelier. I have the same by Daniel Smith. If you're interested in seeing me swatching them and comparing them, just shout out. I will do it. I really like walnut ink. And that's it for supplies. And now let's go to my travel sketchbook. Okay, so first of all, when I travel, I have this compact palette. I have already gone through this palette. I'll leave the link to the review of my colors, to the related video in the description box. But I think it's a quite balanced travel palette. So if you are interested in the colors and the swatches, you can see them in a video I made a few months ago. And this is my travel sketchbook. It's a small cotton sketchbook. What I do, I never sketch plein air when I travel, because I travel with my husband who doesn't paint, and of course we want to see as many things as possible. So I take pictures, and then in the evening when I'm in the hotel, I sketch and take my time. So I started on the wrong side, and I go through this. There are some previous trips actually. This is Maastricht, where our son lives. This is the market square, Marktplatz, I think, Markt. This is this is some lychees from a restaurant in Maastricht, a very good Chinese restaurant, Ciao. We had lychees. It was November, so you see, November 2022. This was a leaf that I picked along the Maus, the river in Maastricht. These are two portraits that I made because I bought, when I was in Maastricht, I bought some watercolor pencils. I wanted to try them out. This is the Maus, the river, very gloomy day. It's very nice city, Maastricht. This is our breakfast room in our hotel. Lovely breakfast. Cheese market in Maastricht. The most typical Dutch food, French fries or chips in English, British English. This is a very nice square, little square where there is the university library. This is this very nice statue. This was our trip to Maastricht in November 2022. This is one more trip to Maastricht in June 2023. This is our first stop in Lyon with our dogs, and they were very tired after hours of driving. No, piccola, no. Okay, so this is my dog Toto. I have two golden retrievers. This is very nice dinner we had in Nancy. C'est la fondue. It's a melted cheese with a baguette. So good. This is stumbling stone. If you live in Europe, maybe you know what they are. Stumbling stones or Stolpersteine or pietre d'inciampo in Italian are small squares that are inserted in the pavement just in front of houses where people were taken by the Nazis and that died in the Shoah. And there are over 304 stumbling stones only in Maastricht. There are here in Turin as well. They're across Europe. You can find them. Of course, in England, for instance, no, because the Nazis, luckily for the English, never arrived in England. But here in Italy, we have quite a few. In Germany, of course, they have them. And in Maastricht, there are many. So this here woonde, I don't know how to say that in Dutch, but here lived Beb Sonia de Vries. She was born in 1924 and she died in 1943, so she was 19. For me, it's hard to talk about these things. In Auschwitz. It's very important not to forget. So, a stumbling stone. Okay, now a more cheerful subject. This is a very lovely park, Stadtpark, City Park in Maastricht, with geese and ducks. Very, very lovely place. This is the most popular beer in Maastricht. It's called Brand. You find it everywhere. Very nice lager. Then this is also very typical food, especially in Belgium, but Maastricht is in Limburg, which is very close to Belgium. So it's, for instance, architecture is more a Belgian city than a Dutch city. Doesn't have any canal, very nice place. But the typical food in Maastricht is mulfrit, mussels with French fries or chips. Very, very good. They have these Atlantic mussels that are very chunky, very good, very tasty. I love them. Typical Maastricht house. You see, it's not the typical vertical Dutch house. It's more a Belgian house. Very, very nice. Typical Maastricht house. Bricks. And this is my son. This is my son meeting. We went to fetch him at the library, University of Maastricht library, with the dogs, and they were so happy to see each other. So it was really a moving, a touching reunion. This is my sketchbook, my last sketchbooks. I have previous travel sketchbooks, but this is my current one. This is Madeleine in Nancy. Madeleine is the typical is a typical French cake, and maybe you know it because when Marcel Proust starts his book À la recherche du temps perdu, that starts eating Madeleine, that brings him back to childhood memories. Very poetic incipit, and this is a Madeleine. It was wrapped in plastic. Very nice surprise on our side table. Okay, this has nothing to do, but I'm writing no beach this year because for many reasons altogether we didn't take any proper vacation last summer, and I was missing being on the beach, so I just painted a beach. Okay, let's start. Wow, let's start my trip to England. This is so very resembling, but it was fun. We went to Blenheim Palace, I hope you pronounced it right, which is the incredible palace where Churchill was born. An incredible place. It's one of the largest private palaces, if not the largest in England. It belonged to the Churchill family, and it's currently owned by his family, the Churchill Dukes of Marlborough. He was not Duke of Marlborough because his cousin was the Duke of Marlborough, but that's the family, very outstanding family. That's Churchill. Actually has a different face, not so round, but the expression might be there. And this is the typical English meal. So we love eating in pubs, so we go local when we travel. And this is traditional sausage, mash and peas with gravy. And we ate it at the Duke of Wellington pub in Bolton on the Water in the Cotswolds. Really, if you go to England, you can't miss the Cotswolds. Lovely, lovely villages. And this is excellent, excellent. Very, very large helping. This is a visit to another private castle, Sudley Castle, Winchcombe, owned by the Dent family, I think. It's a medieval castle. But the thing that I really loved were the dozens of black-faced sheep. This was really nice. They were so cute. So each evening I just drew what impressed me more. And that day, more than the castle, I really adored these sheep. They're everywhere in England. Never seen so many sheep in my life. Okay, this is part of the mysteries of England. This is called brown sauce. And I think it's a quiet taste. Like the first time I had it, I thought it was really horrible, but then I insisted. And at the end of my trip, I almost liked it. You eat it with sausage, you eat it with eggs, you eat it with chips. So, and this is the HP brand. There are other brands, but I think this is the most popular. So I had to try it because I was really impressed by this brown sauce. Never heard before. Mysterious English food. Then from the Cotswolds, we went to Bristol. I didn't paint anything in Bath. Such a pity, because Bath is wonderful, Georgian architecture. Anyway, this is Fremantle Square in Bristol. Little Georgian houses, all each one, they're all the same, but each one has a different colors. Even the doors here, you don't see it, but can be a different color, with a nice garden in the center of this square. Lovely place, you have to go. Bristol, I didn't like it as much as Bath, but there are some very lovely areas like Clifton and the Clifton Bridge. I will sketch it probably, but I didn't have much time. And this is my last sketch in Bristol. I saw a book in a bookshop in the window, and it was called The Captain's Apprentice, and this was the cover. I mean, I copied the cover. It was more beautiful, the cover, and really, I was really impressed. I couldn't stop watching this portrait, this cover of The Captain's Apprentice. It's a book about an English composer, Vaughan Williams. It's a biography of this composer. He was really struck by this song. It's a folk song, traditional song, that talks about a cabin boy, him, that was murdered by the captain. Very cruel, brutal story. But the portrait, I had to draw it in the evening at home, so I took a picture and then I drew it. And that's it for my travel sketchbook. So my friends, I'm waiting for your comments. You know that I love chatting with you in the comments, and just let me know if you know these places. Maybe you live in England, maybe you have never been in England but you're planning to. Did you know Wallace Seymour at all? Would you like to see me swatching this paint? Just everything related to this video, or even not related to this video, please comment and I will answer to everyone, because that's one thing I love, to connect with my community. Thanks a lot for having watched this video with me, and subscribe to my channel and like. That really helps to grow my channel and support it. Ciao, ciao.